Great. Just before we move on to our next speaker, who can join me, which is Maria Clara. You can join me. I'll take a minute briefly to describe the screen behind me. We're showing one slide throughout this session today, just the one slide. But what it does show is a map of the world with the 6 cities that we have been working on throughout this research, and that we have the representatives from here with us today. Highlighted on the map, so starting with Ulaanbaatar in Mongolia is highlighted with a list of the partner logos that we worked with there: Tish Nagem, Universal Progress, IFO and the Asian Development Bank. We then have Surakarta in Indonesia highlighted with our key partner there, which was Kota Kita. Of course, the city government were involved in all 6 cities too. Then Varanasi in India is highlighted with our partners there, the National Institute of Urban Affairs and the Kiran Society. Nairobi in Kenya is highlighted with the partner logos there, who are Kilimanjaro Blind Trust and Konkui Design Initiative. Freetown in Sierra Leone is highlighted with our key partners there, the SLURC, the Sierra Leone Urban Research Centre. And finally, Medellín in Colombia is also highlighted with our key partners there, El Comité. And what this map does is just show the geographic global spread of the 6 cities, which was very deliberate on our part. So with that, I'll come to our 6th and final city. Last, but by no means least, Medellín in Colombia, and I have Maria Clara from not from El Comité, who's been working with us closely as a consultant on this. So the question to you is, Medellín is a resilient and growing city that has used infrastructure to promote economic advancement and social inclusion. Can you tell us how the city is using infrastructure to increase economic and social inclusivity for disabled people living in the periphery areas of Medellín?
Thank you, Ian, and thank you to the whole team, because Medellín was the last city on this case study analysis, and it was the only one in Latin America, so it was a great pleasure for us to share our realities in that side of the world. So Medellín was over 30 years ago known as one of the most violent cities in the world. Now, after many efforts in many areas, we have done a great job in overcoming that stigma. And one of the strategies that I can relate to this answer is through social urbanism strategies. Medellín is located in a valley, so we are surrounded by many mountains, which makes very difficult accessibility for many people, not only for people with disabilities. So many of our interventions have been trying to develop an effort of connecting that periphery with the center of the valley. We have recognized since almost 20 years ago that the periphery is part of our city. Yes, it was developed in an informal way, but we cannot demolish the periphery. We need to work with the periphery to include people, to give them possibilities, access to services, to opportunities. And one of the ways in which we are doing that is improving and creating innovative transport systems, such as the cable cars that probably you have seen in some photographs that describe Medellín, trying to bring people from the mountains to the center of the valley. Also inserting social infrastructure, health, education, public space in those areas. We don't not just need them to go down to the center of the valley. We also need to provide urban infrastructure for them to have adequate conditions to live in their areas, to live in the periphery of the city. So those kind of interventions are not only benefiting citizens, like regular citizens, also they are improving the way in which people with disabilities are getting engaged with the opportunities of the city. So speaking about universal design, I think those are clear interventions that are not only useful for regular citizens, but also involve and include people with disabilities for them to have access to these opportunities that are mostly concentrated towards the center of the valley. So I think that integrated and that integral and holistic way of considering the city is one of the many strategies that we are implementing to become a more innovative city, as Maria Isabel was mentioning earlier, and to continue to connecting the periphery with the center of the valley, creating one Medellín, not a periphery / a valley.
Perfect. Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Maria Clara. That was great. And we have a follow-on response remark, I think, on that question from you, Aa. Is that correct?